Well, I finally did it. I wasn't planning to do it, but I did it. So I'm going to talk about it. It's going to be a little bit of a harder episode today, a little bit more serious. I don't want to get into like a lot of theatrics over this. I don't think I've really touched on this topic before. Let me start with a story. I've been in a RPG group. It actually extends back 5-6 years, something like that. Since before the pandemic hit, like a few years before the pandemic hit. So we did a full 5th edition campaign. The Tyranny of Dragons, or Tyranny of the Dragon Queen, or whatever. I don't remember what it's called. That one, the one where Tiamat's like invading, and we ended up fighting Tiamat at the end. We completed that campaign. We started a new one. That one was going to be Dragon Heist, which was going fine. We had characters that we liked. The story was not really going anywhere as far as we had seen, but we had a really good party dynamic. We were all enjoying ourselves quite well. Get to around level 5, and two things happen. One, my character fails an intelligence save against an intellect devourer. My 5th level paladin against a CR2 creature, gone. Sure, that sucks. That's bad design. I said it at the time. Like that's shitty that can happen. One bad roll and I'm out. But oh well. Whatever. I make a new character. The plan is to go in and like rescue the body because the body had been taken over, and so we got to go kill the body so that my paladin can be resurrected, and then we'll be back on track. All was going well, and then lockdown. We can't play anymore. The place that we were playing was not open for we didn't have like an opening for customers. It was like drive up service only. So we stopped playing for a couple of years, and then eventually things opened back up, and we're like, we want to play D&D again. I pushed for playing other games, but the DM's daughter wanted to play D&D, and so he was going to run D&D. So sure, okay. So we start this Ghost of Saltmarsh campaign. Let me tell you something about Ghost of Saltmarsh. It's not a campaign. It is a series of basically unrelated individual adventures. And calling them adventures seems overly generous at this stage. A lot of it is not particularly interesting. And in this case, we didn't have a good party dynamic. We were just kind of there. I think for the first 6 months of this campaign, we were all kind of waiting for something to unite us, for something to motivate the party to do things, and not just responding to immediate threats or going on missions for the town council, which is like whatever. No one actually cares about the town council. So we're a year and a half, coming up on 2 years into this campaign, and honestly, I'm not having a good time with it. I enjoy the people that I am playing with. I do not enjoy the activity that we are doing. So I've done videos about that, about how like you can enjoy the game in spite of the game. You can enjoy the activity of getting together and playing a role-playing game in spite of the game being bad, which is what was happening to me. Come around to about 2 months ago. My character fails an intelligence save against remember what it's called? It's called a Hydroloth. It's a kind of demon. And I get my memories taken away. And what that means is that my intelligence and charisma scores are now at 5 for a modifier of -3. I have no proficiencies, I have no languages, and I can't cast spells. I'm a wizard, y'all. Playing a wizard. So I am a non-character. I can't do anything. So my character leaves. We're in the middle of a fight underwater at the bottom of the ocean. I just swim up. I go back to the surface. I'm going to go back where I came from. But my character's dumb and fails the intelligence check to figure out where land is. And so I just sort of start swimming in a random direction. The party nearly dies, but succeeds. And then they go looking for me, but I'm nowhere to be found because I've been picked up by pirates. This is 2 months ago, y'all. 4.5 sessions I've not gotten to play in a game that I wasn't having a lot of fun with anyways. I've stopped even coming to the table. I mill about at the shop where they are playing, talk to other people. This is a really bad situation. And I've addressed it with the DM. I said, hey, I'm not having fun in this campaign. This is an issue. I don't like not being able to play. Like, I'm visibly dissatisfied with the way things are going and have been for a long time. And I'm assured it's almost over. Just have one more chapter to go through. Like, okay, fine. 2 sessions later, I am still no closer to being able to play again. So I got kind of upset. My grievances have not been addressed, and I even said, what did I say? I said we could just say that I succeed, because what it is, I'm making a new saving throw every long rest, and if I succeed, I get my memories back. Then I'm a character again instead of furniture. But the thing is, with a -3 modifier and no proficiencies, I succeed on a 19 or 20. I've rolled 20 times, y'all. It's been 7 days in game. I get 3 tries every day because I'm a divination wizard, so I get my 2 portents and then a save. So I get 3 tries, and I haven't rolled a 19 or a 20 yet. I said, let's just say I succeed so that we can get back to playing the game. And he's like, nope, the dice say nay. That was the moment, I think, that I really decided I'm not playing this anymore. This is kind of dumb. Is it the DM's fault? Yes. Is it also the game's fault? Yes. It is both. People often say that 5th edition requires there to be a good DM. Actually, they don't say it like this, but there is a general sentiment that 5th edition requires a good DM to override the game. Well, that means it's kind of a bad game. But in this case, I like this guy. He's a good person. I like him. I like hanging out with him. I like chatting with him. I find him quite knowledgeable. He does really good prep work. He has a lot of good features as a DM. In this particular case, he has failed me as a player. Failure does not make one bad. People fail all the time. It is the human experience. One fails at one's job, for lack of a better word. DMing is a job of sorts. And so I'm stepping away from this campaign. My original intent was to stick with this campaign until its conclusion, and then at the end of that, I will not be playing 5th edition anymore. But y'all, I can't take it anymore. I'm stepping away from 5th edition now. And it's hard. It's really hard. Because, like I said, I like this guy. The DM is my friend. I don't want to hurt his feelings. I don't want to come up to someone that I know and like and respect and say, you did a bad job. I don't like the way that you're doing things. So quitting a campaign is hard, is what I'm getting at. A lot of times in text mediums, particularly on Reddit or on Discord or whatever, someone says they're having problems, and all too quickly we say, you should leave that game. You should find a better group that won't do that. And you got to keep in mind that, of course, the people giving that advice have no investment. It's not their friends. They don't know these people. The advice is, I think, overdone, overused, because quitting a campaign is kind of a drastic measure. You can tolerate a lot of things you don't like for the few things that you do. In this case, they added up, and I had to decide if I wanted to keep coming to a weekly, well, semi-weekly game and not doing anything. And I decided I can do better things with my time. But it is really hard, and I recognize that. It's a conversation that is never going to be easy. And sort of one of the advantages that I didn't talk about when I talked about joining like random groups of people for RPGs online. I guess an advantage there is that if things go south, you can just leave and you'll never see them again. You don't care because they're not real at that point. Like they're just things on the internet. They're not people, right? So you can just get out. You don't have to care about anyone's feelings. Not so in this case. This is a group of friends. It's friends and family, to be honest. Half the group is my family, and the other half is friends that I've known for years. And I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but something has to be done. And like, I have been not respected. Like my time has not been respected. I, as a player, have not been respected. My grievances have not been listened to, and I have to make that decision, and that's the decision that I made. But I don't ever want to. I want to make sure that everyone knows it's not easy to do for me or for anyone else who's in a similar situation where you're in a group of friends and the game is going very badly, and you feel like you have to get out. Because you're not being treated fairly, or you're not being respected, or whatever the issue is for your particular case. It's not easy, and it never will be. I don't think it can be, really. I don't have like an immediate solution. I don't have a way to make it easier. It's just a hard thing you've got to do sometimes. And this is not an issue specifically related to 5th edition, because there's bad groups, bad games, bad campaigns in any system. That's just humans get involved, And I don't like it. I don't like this feeling at all. But what I also don't like is coming away from every session more upset and more exasperated and more shocked that the issue hasn't been fixed. Valuing the consistency and the the sanctity of the mechanics or the narrative over enabling player agency and player experience is baffling to me. It's a decision that when I was young, I might have made this. When I was just starting out as a DM, like, sure, you do what's in the game says, and sometimes that sucks. Nowadays, no, absolutely not. In recent memory, that is not a decision I think I would ever make. But like that, it doesn't. Like I'm not saying go be like disrespectful or go be angry or throw it in their face like you fucking suck. Look what you did to me. No, absolutely not. Like, especially not in the case where the person and they are a friend. They're like, you have an actual relationship with them even outside the game. But if the game is not suiting your needs, the point of the game is to have fun. The point of the game is to have fun. And if you're not having fun, either the game needs to be corrected, or you have to decide if you're willing to just not have fun for the sake of staying quiet, staying polite, not rocking the boat. I'm a little bit more willing to rock various boats than I think a lot of people that I know. So I had to get out. And I don't know if that campaign is going to continue without me, or if they're going to decide. Because I know that more people in that group are dissatisfied with the way things are going. I don't know if they're going to say anything because they're a little bit more shy than I am. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.